The men that intruded on Finn's secret meeting were polite on the surface, but projecting a menacing and intimidating presence. But it wasn't until they brought in the goat creature that Finn decided it was time to go.
Me! Me!
Welcome to the Twisted Tentacle Inn. I am your Innkeeper Vase Odin, and today we'll be talking about Finn Edwards, the bootlegger. Finn Edwards has seen some horrible things during his lifetime. His sister was born with major deformities and died within minutes after being born. Finn was horrified. He was there during one of the many Irish rebellions and was witness to gruesome injuries and death. When he arrived in the United States, Prohibition was in full swing, and Finn found himself a partner and started running illegal booze from Canada. During one run, the cops had caught wind of the illegal importation and was hot on the trail of Finn and his partner. Crossing a railroad track to avoid the pursuers, Finn and his partner rushed to beat the train. Finn's partner tripped and could not get up in time. The train was coming in fast, and Finn could do nothing as the train broke his partner in half. But despite all the horrors he'd been a witness to, Finn was not prepared for his confrontation with a strange cult in the woods. During the middle of the night, Finn was meeting a distributor in an abandoned cottage in Arkham woods. Things were wrong from the start, as the booze was not filtered properly and was so strong it could put someone in a coma. The entire batch was this way. But before Finn could decide if he was going to walk away, a group of people entered the cabin and stared at Finn and the old man he was meeting with. The old man ran away into the darkness immediately, while Finn quickly tried to decide how he was going to handle the situation. The man invited Finn to take a drink and stared him in the eye, which immediately sent a feeling of dread down Finn's spine. These people had an ulterior motive, and Finn had to get out of there. But fear had a serious hold on him. Finn wasn't just frozen in fear, he was completely immobilized. But then, another group of men walked into the cabin with a creature that was a mix between a man and a goat. This was more than Finn could take. To save his sanity, Finn smashed some kerosene lamps into the ground, igniting the liquor and setting the cottage ablaze. He quickly dove through the window covered with paper instead of glass and ran as fast as he could. The goat creature came running out of the cottage, body ablaze, screaming with a sound that will haunt Finn forever. It ran off into the woods, giving Finn the impression that it may have survived. Finn has decided to hunt the creature down and ensure its demise, if not for anything, but to preserve what little sanity he has left. In Arkham Horror the card game, Finn Edwards is a rogue with a sanity of 1, intellect and agility scores of 4, and a combat score of 3. He has a 7 in both health and sanity. His deck building requirements are a deck size of 30, with him being able to select rogue cards level 0 to 3, illicit and neutral cards 0 to 5, and any combination of up to 5 seeker and or survivor cards level 0. His deck building may seem very constrictive, but combined with his stat line, Finn can be built in many different ways, making him very versatile. Finn gets 2 signature cards. The first is Smuggled Goods. Not extremely powerful by any stretch of the imagination, but it will become better with time as more illicit cards are introduced into the card pool. Although searching for night cards can be great if the cards you're searching for are extraordinary cards. The second card is Finn's Trusty 38. It's a decent weapon, and it's perfect for Finn. He is mostly evading creatures, so having this as a backup or for dealing with bosses is kind of nice. The good thing is that you can search for this card with Smuggled Goods, so it makes Finn one of the few investigators who can very consistently get his signature card into play. His signature weakness is Caught Red-Handed. This card is surprisingly light in its punishment. I mean, most of the time you pull this card during the upkeep phase, so this is going to occur after the enemy phase. So what that means is that enemies that are going to ready are probably already going to be ready, and hunters in connecting locations will move to your location, sure, but since they do so after the enemy phase, this means that they're not going to be attacking you this turn. Possibly the worst part about this card is having to possibly reshuffle it into your deck, which means you have the potential to draw a dead card or a card that doesn't help you out. It's not really a big deal at all. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is his low willpower. With it being so low, I think it'd be counterproductive to try and boost that stat. Instead, I recommend building decks that capitalize on that, or they help recover lost sanity. Cards that heal horror and desperate skill cards are pretty great, as a majority of willpower tests end up dealing horror on you when you fail. Also, his ability to get an extra action to evade makes Finn a powerful investigator when dealing with foes. So combined with a high intellect score, Finn excels at both investigating and enemy management. Now, other than his low willpower, his other biggest downfall is his inability to deal with multiple enemies effectively. So a card like Cunning Distraction is almost necessary for this reason, and as a rogue, he can afford to play it, so that kind of helps quite a bit. His Elder Sign ability allows for even more action economy should he succeed by 2 or more, and it'll net him a free clue. Although you can't reasonably expect this to happen in every game, it is nice when you can benefit from it. Cards I would recommend in Finn are cards that benefit from evading. Sneak Attack and Pickpocketing are excellent. He doesn't have access to great weapons, but then again, he doesn't really need them. A Fire Axe is decent if you have the space for it, and it can help in a pinch. Rogue staples like Double or Nothing, Watch This, and Lone Wolf are also pretty great. For allies, it can be very tempting to use Leo DeLuca, but I think Peter Silvestri is a much better ally in Finn for several reasons. Not only does he boost your agility score, which is one of the primary things you'll be using, but he can also take your horror and heal it consistently. Finn needs a good horror soak, and Peter is a perfect candidate for that. It can be tempting to pack free evade cards like the Stray Cat, but resist the temptation. Finn is great at evading, and I normally say play to your strengths, but the extra action when evading makes it so he doesn't really need any more help in that department. Instead, focus on investigating, using lockpicks, deduction, and cards like that, or work on general boosts. Field work also seems to work pretty great in Finn decks. Overall, Finn is a great investigator who can do the things necessary to win: enemy management and investigation. His low willpower is a concern, but it opens doors for some additional strategies, like using desperate cards. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'm your Innkeeper Vase Odin, and your daddy. Until next time, talk to you soon.